force the carry to buy a bunch of regen and eventually die or go suicide and come back and do it again. So if you have CM Aura and you have Axe Skywrath, these are two of the most efficient level 1 and then level 3 mana to damage spells in the game. Plus they get mana aura. So whoever lanes against these heroes is just kind of screwed, and you can't buy enough regen to sustain is the issue.
Looking at what Bait can do from here, though, you guys seemed very negative on the Axe, but now you find a way it may work out here. You got something to say to you guys?
No, I'm just enjoying Carl having an absolute nightmare over this Axe. He's like, I hate Axe, but I love the Axe with CM. I hate Axe. He's really having a conflicting...
I'm having an argument with myself. Yeah, this happens more often than you think.
I just don't know what to say to him.
Around, cogs are turning. You're like, could this work out? Is this a possibility? I do actually want feedback tomorrow on how it's going to work out for you.
Will do. It's interesting, though. This is what makes Dota so interesting, is that you can find reasons why something is good and reasons why something is bad. It's similar to how a lot of famous chess positions are debated. Like, okay, this was the right move. No, we should have done this. And they're radically different, but you can see the arguments for both.
Both are viable in some way.
Exactly. Like the age-old argument about positions or your positioning versus material, and where do you find that balance?
You mentioned the fact that Axe and Sky is always going to be a strong lane, but you kind of counter that, I think, by either going aggro tri-lane and just sacrificing your off-lane to it, or by just tri-laning it itself. I think Axe isn't the best hero to stand in front and protect the Sky, because he himself is not that innately strong early on, especially. So the Jakiro pick, it kind of potentially maybe leans into that fact that they might actually try and go on the aggressive here. Don't worry, Carl's not going to go back into his little mind palace and then work out what
he looked down and started to just see it going.
I hate Axe.
Mind is turning.
I hate Axe. I love Axe.
Heavy pressure on the brain right now for Carl.
Carl does not compute.
I will say, Jakiro core is good. No one believes in it anymore, but it's a very solid
How long ago did you see it? I think it was a year ago, right? At least.
I haven't seen it in a while. I used to love playing it. Whether I was 1, 2, or 3 didn't matter, because you can buy all these items that just feel really strong. If you need a Yules or an Atos, a Greaves, a Pipe, whatever it is you need, you buy it. You get really tanky, but you're more level dependent than a lot of other int heroes. And you feel really good when you have maxed out all your spells. They go for the Kunkka. I really like the hero. Weak in lane against the Monkey King in theory, but very good against the high burst of Axe Sky, because if they don't get the Culling Blade off, the person's not going to die. And it's really nice with Ember. Kunkka's just really good. I've never seen this hero picked up and thought, I don't like it, because it just does what you need.
But we haven't seen him recently because Mars kind of took his place in terms of we pick Mars draft looks nice, so that's why I think Kunkka maybe fell off a little bit, but yeah, coming back into it's very solid. I think this is why Prodigy, if you compare the two right now, is a little bit ahead, where you see 3 heroes we discuss, they're so strong, they pick a Monkey King, the age-old moment, they got the flex now. They're going to be able to pretty much go where they're going to see where the Ember is, they're going to be able to decide what they need. I think if Bait can maybe pick up one more flex area between the mid and carry, then
flex on them.
Yeah, throw the flex back over on Prodigy, then maybe they're in a decent spot. Because in fairness, there's actually a draft that I kind of like from Bait. Prodigy, they don't have any real defensive ways. They're all out, we want to go and fight you. If Axe has a bad time, what does CM Sky do?
The respect ban on the Pudge.
Damn.
10 years later.
Wow.
You still ban Dendy Pudge. You never know. It is actually pretty sick, because you slay both the supports and you're very good against Axe MK.
Is that a respect ban, or is that just a...
It's a respect ban.
Okay.
Until we're told different.
Okay.
Always respect.
Part of me has a feeling that they're just look at our draft, boys. Let's ban out the Pudge because it's going to be cool. But it's a respect ban. It's a really good pick here. Yeah, exactly. Go for Quap.
That is nice. That is squishy, but...
So it's Kunkka offlane.
Oh, this is actually, gosh, this is such a hard Quap game. I really hope he goes Blade Mail on Quap this game, because that's actually pretty sick. If you get it off, Skywrath can't kill you any longer, and in addition, it provides a little bit of bonus arm, which is quite nice against the Monkey, and it's just so cost efficient. I've been a Blade Mail stand for a month and a half now.
You're a big enthusiast on the item.
Yes.
Yeah.
You never feel bad about it. It's I got damage, I got a little armor, and I've Blade Mail, get me.
Carl has a big list of buzzwords, likes to throw out on a panel. And drums, blade mail, they're the items, and then he obviously had the buzzwords as well. So
what buzzwords are you talking about?
Attrition, wave clear. So they all Yeah, it's just nice. No, I'm not saying it's bad.
I'm going to cut away from T-Gov's rubbish on this.
I'm just trying to help a new panelist. He's being so negative, all right? Our job as analysts
he's spinning it away.
Positive.
No, I'm dismantling
We're trying to find the reasons why these heroes are going to be
effective. Cancel it now. God damn it, Carl.
Gosh.
It's beautiful.
We should look at this Dragon Knight pick, because it's making me a very happy man. The literal 2 heroes I play in Axe and Dragon Knight, both in, which just means VP win. There you go.
Yeah, but more thank you, Bank.
Reasonable analysis.
No, but more important, it's the counter v Quap. It's going to have a solid lane. They have the Monkey King v Kunkka matchup in the side lane. They're going to have Axe Sky against Ember. Ember isn't going to have too much fun, even with Flame Guard.
Yep.
You don't get the levels early on, so...
This matchup is all going to come down to rune control. Dendi needs 4-minute and 6-minute rune. He has to get them bottled, and that can potentially salvage his lane. Otherwise, DK just kind of slowly whittles out an advantage, then hits 6, starts hitting you, starts hitting your tower, and you're effectively forced either to jungle inefficiently or go gank. And go gank is not a situation you ever want to be in as a mid hero.
I still have a fear, though, that even if they can give Axe a bad game, they can run around these supports and get these early kills. How do they ever take Roshan? How do they ever take a tower?
Yep.
Like it still has that same feeling of, we're going to play for 30 minutes, we're going to get kills, put on a show, but then unless we somehow demolish them, we're not really going to have any game at any point.
It's that same concept of like EHP, where these 3 VP.Prodigy cores are all just, Monkey and DK have methods of sustain built in. None of these beta heroes do. Yeah, sure, you can X out, come back in, but bait really just want more skirmishes, pick-offs, reset, go back in, get bonus exit kills with the Kunkka X. VP.Prodigy, their team fight's just better, and their tower push is easier to execute. So their moves are just going to happen more naturally. DK can even go for like a Radiance if he wants to have CMR, so he won't need a Soul Ring.
I think the main thing you mentioned about the rotation part is like, Prodigy, they just force the rotation naturally through DK moving to a tower.
Yeah.
Bait, on the other hand, they have to move for a pick-off or move to some type of complicated play that we haven't really seen them execute.
So it sounds like we're in a similar situation, though it's a bit more positive for Bait's draft this time around. Just a little bit, T-Guys, give me the very small, just a smidge. So are we going for VP again, guys? Because it's time for us to get into the game.
Yep.
The heads are wobbling. You guys are nodding. It looked like it could be a VP 2-0 unless we see something special from Bait. We weren't happy with what we saw in the first game. Maybe they can last it around this time. We've got Suns fan and Cinderin ready to bring us the action again. Guys, take it away.
First blood. Dead! I'm now on the run, Cinderin. Dual breath. Will hit him on the backside, and they're looking for a second kill. The torrent misses, though. And they're going to get away with just the 1 kill. I say just, but that's obviously a very good start. Monkey King on the wrong side of on his jungle, apparently. Was not expecting the 4-man gank.
No, that was a surprising play, I think, coming out from Bait. But this time, guess what? They have the pieces to actually do something like that. They have the low cooldown, or they have the good level 1 spells. They have dual breath, torrent. They even skilled the telekinesis. Like, debatable if it was worth it skilling all of these things just to get 1 kill, because now you're showing up to this lane against Monkey King with Rubik, Kunkka, having torrent, lift against Monkey Maiden. I think this is going to be a tough time. But I do want to say I really agree with the panel. Like, as far as Bait goes, I mean, I don't know if I think it's just a smidge better. I actually think it's quite a lot better, just because there's stuff to do on the map. They have teamfight, they have play potential, they have catch. I don't really like their core trio as much, unfortunately. I wish they had a little bit less on the playmaking side and a little bit more on the actual carry side, but it's still a healthy sign compared to game 1. I think they're going to put up a better show in this one than the previous game. Yeah, pretty confident about that, actually.
Dendi is playing his Queen of Pain, like you said, one of the old school playmakers in the history of Dota. We've seen this matchup, of course, Swap versus Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight just maxes the drag. I mean, I guess that's nothing new. Actually, last time we saw it was 4 into Dragon's Blood. They didn't stop at 2 or 3. Are you expecting the same coming out from FN?
On Dendi's build. If Dendi maxes Shadow Strike, I think FN should max Dragon Blood. And if he doesn't have to. It's the 1-to-1 counter spell you have.
Iron is on a cliff. He has been put on a cliff. He does have a TP, but the shame will never leave him. Believe you me. I've seen so many of these, Cinderin. He feels so bad. He will TP now. Rubik was not able to stick around to do another telekinesis because he was carrying an entire creep wave with him. So probably a good choice not to go for that again. And he brings it to the Kunkka. So nice job from Bait. Dendi pretty low in the mid lane right now. course, runes do not spawn till 4 minutes, and I assume he's going to go for bottle at some point, but pops the health salve here. Yeah, it's nice to see Dendy on some of his old school heroes, to be perfectly honest. Kind of a blast from the past to some degree. Let's talk about the axe, though, because the panel wasn't too big of a fan. What are your thoughts? It is DM.
Yeah,
He's manly.
I think their opinion might be a little bit shaped of. I mean, first of all, part of it was shaped by Kyle's personal experience, which obviously isn't worth anything, right? So let's disregard that one. So let's talk about what other games we've seen in this tournament. Nigma played it yesterday, and the problem was, I think the Axe actually did okay in the beginning in the lane, but he was literally the only way his team would make plays and initiate. So what OG did was they just shut him down. They ganked him with 3 heroes, then they ganked him with 4 heroes, and then they ganked him with 4 heroes again, and then they tipped him. So they really just shut down this game, like as much as they could. In this game, if Axe has a good start in the lane, he has people that can set him up as well. And I think it's really nice when you play Axe that somebody else can give you a game. If you're the only catch, there's so much pressure on you. But this time, there's like Monkey King stun, you have a Dragon Tail, you have Maiden slow stun, you have even Scarith slow. There's plenty of stuff that can set you up. Excalibur almost dying. He's actually dead. I think...
Yeah. Ends up going down. Crystal Maiden's having a fight between Skylark and Spartan right now. A lot of regen being traded. Looks like Ein will find his way to that fountain, though. Epileptic Kid comes in, gets the Jingu proc. Skylark going to take some heavy damage here. Boundless Strike is there. Did pop the Fairy Fire. Looks like Skylark will fall. And
Orb of Venom
large
is
part to the
so good in this lane.
Oh, they're going to lose a courier, though. Spartan finds it. He's going to get jumped, though. It's going to cost him his life in all likelihood.
Yeah,
A lot of creeps being
he ate
lost
the wrong
here
tree.
in the bot lane.
He ate 2 wrong trees out of 3. And got killed by the tower.
That feels very
that is actually hilarious. That was really funny.
And FN taking so much damage against Dendy right now. Looking at the CS, it's 19-4 versus 10-8. So FN is certainly winning this lane pretty handily. Yeah. Although that could go to the pooper here as he just gets initiated on by Dendy, who pops the mango. But yeah, FN will live as a result of the wand. And Axe again, top lane. What is going on up here? Jakiro dies. DM, though, will finally get traded here with Excalibur taking the last hit.
But Scarlark is now on an island because Rubik helps top, and they're immediately going to identify this bottom and just run him down in the tower. Yeah, I think, so what's tricky for Bait right now is that this top lane, I think they're pretty unfavored. Like, Jakiro Axe is really good against this lane in the start, so they need to bring over the Rubik to help. But the problem is Kunkka is really not the kind of offlaner you leave alone. This hero is so bad 1v2 compared to lots of other meta picks right now that would like go and cut the wave or have escape, some sort of way of avoiding this Monkey King. Kunkka is just stuck and in trouble. So whoever you help, it's like one of those damn it if you do, damn it if you don't things where if you don't help this top lane, you're in trouble there. As
Speaking of the top lane, Rubik dies. Axed in the meantime, taking the brunt of the damage now. See if they can get another kill going Excalibur's way. It looks like LeBron will end up taking it most likely. The call goes off though. Dual Breath does barely hit him.
Please don't tell me they just let him get away there. Oh my.
They might have. Excalibur just wanted to go back and farm, and DM will live now. Wow. Mid lane, by the way, Dendy gets initiated on with that Frostbite from Ein, and that is enough to help get that kill. FN has been living on a sliver of HP for a very long time. LeBron apparently still chasing DM down. I think they regret their decision, Cinder.
Well, at least he's not farming creeps, right? But no, he is. Perfect timing, arriving just to stack a camp as well.
Good timing. I appreciate that. Excalibur not picking up his bottle on the top lane. What you said you don't like having necessarily 2 playmakers as your cores. We got to hold that thought as FN. Getting outnumbered here. Ein is here with a haste rune though, and a TP support coming in the form of the Skywrath Mage. FN gets off the Dragon's
holding
Breath.
on to the Sonic
Silence
Wave.
with Quap.
He's got to blink
FN,
Sonic here. There's no way he doesn't do
very
that.
low. Dual Breath does not hit.
He had so long to
live.
Sonic. To just... I don't know. I mean, I understand if you don't want to use a big cooldown here, but that's a big kill that you just missed. And you could have maybe even got a secondary because the Sonic could have hit Dragon Knight and
Skylark
Maiden.
in the bot lane. Oh, man.
This is
Epileptic
ugly.
Kid hits pretty hard.
I said it was going to be better for Bait than the last game, but it's not looking like it right now. That was just
some interesting decisions, not going for kills when they could get it. maybe playing a little bit too greedy at times and ends up costing them. But I mean, go back to the Axe kill where they 100% had that kill, I believe, if Excalibur just continues chasing. But I don't know, a little overconfidence perhaps, which it's definitely not something you want to be a part of.
I don't think Bait have any reason to be overconfident right now.
Yeah, that is.
I think
that is
back to
definitely an accurate
basics.
statement.
Get the job done. Get the kills that you're setting up yourselves. Make sure you follow through on them. They missed an Axe kill that they probably had. Now they missed a Dragon Knight kill that they probably had. And not only are they missing these kills, but they've brought numbers, right? Like, you bring 3 heroes mid and you don't get the kill, it feels so bad. Like, you rotated so many resources off. You know your Kunkka is eating dirt bottom, and it's not going to get any better for him. So if they're leaving him, he definitely needs something good to go his way.
And Excalibur being left alone to his own devices. Not only does he die, but DM is going to take this stack mostly for himself. I saw CM snipe one there. I guess that's okay. Phase Boots is now finished on DM. So going for a... right, what do you do this game? Do you even go Vanguard? Vanguard sounds awful this game. You just go straight up Blink?
Yeah,
Gonna get chased here by Dandy. There's the Sonic Wave.
Oh.
Does he have vision for the Shadow Strike? He does not. DM, very nice job in the Fog of War. TP's out to safety. And Dendy now might be in trouble. The Frostbite into the Boundless Strike. So Dendy comes in for a potentially easy kill, but ends up dying instead. Very unfortunate for Bait. As in the meantime, this opens up FN's lane here in the mid. Be able to harass not only Spartan, but take down this tower very slowly. Slow and steady wins the race for Dragons, along with Hares. Cinder, just remember that. Dragon Knight is at half HP. Skylark, a decent amount of damage here. Did rotate from the bot lane, which means that means Excalibur is actually in the bot lane. So switching things up completely now.
Yeah, Kunkka needs somewhere to go. I like the choice of putting him mid. I think maybe they should have even done it earlier. I was going to say before this play happened top, where Dandy tried to kill the Axe, that I'm happy I'm not the Kunkka in this game. I can tell you this feels so bad. Playing this hero offlane and being left alone is one thing, but when it happens this early and your team fails the rotations that they make, you just feel lost, you know? Like, you just got abandoned. And now you're going to be scrambling the rest of the next 10 minutes to find levels so that your hero can be impactful. Because a low-level Kunkka is a really weak hero. That's why the hero is mostly seen as a mid-core, right? So you can get the high levels in X, you can get the early CS with Tidebringer and get Ghost Ship up. Right now, he's just a liability. He's a torrent. Maybe an X-Mark if he can come close enough, but even that is dangerous against the line.
Nice path. Nice job here from Bait. They're going to end up getting 1 out of the 2 outposts. Theirs is taken currently. But DM did try for that cheeky last second... what do you even call it? The channel, the hold, the takeover. I don't even know a good word to describe.
Capture?
The capture, the flag. I mean, capture, I guess capture works. There could be a capture the flag mode in this. Man, that's the mod I should have made. Damn, missed a really good opportunity, Cinderin.
Capture the flag in Dota?
Yeah, real unfortunate. Oh, Dendy gonna get initiated on by FN into the Skywrath Mage ult. Oh my god, it actually was enough damage. FN gets the casual Dragon Breath after the fact. So it's a 1-for-0, but the boat does connect, and Bait are here in numbers. Both teams are, in fact. FN gets off the Dragon Tail. Ice Path does not hit, and he's going to get away to safety. In the meantime, looks like Excalibur will die. So 2 cores dead for Bait and nothing in return. Dragon Knight again lives with almost no HP.
And Axe didn't need to show up for that. So in the meantime, they're getting 2 kills. They're farming bot lane. Axe is pushing out the wave. He almost has a blink dagger. It's going to go from this big camp into a small camp, and then it's almost done. They're pushing the tower too. Everything is just coming together.
And it looks like they're going to go in even deeper. Sonic Wave does hit onto 2, but the first death in this is Jakiro. Dendy's going to die again! And Epileptic is going to turn this around on Excalibur potentially. They do find the Dragon Knight. That pesky, very tanky Dragon Knight finally dies, but it costs so much, including the tier 1 tower. And it looks like it'll end there. And Blink Dagger is almost intact for DM. So don't expect this aggression to falter at all here, Cinderin. Just going to get more aggressive.
Yep.
I mean,
gonna
I
find
wouldn't
kills
be
nonstop
surprised
together
with
with the Skyroth.
Yeah, he's going to go for Skylark, in fact. Boundless Strike. He was already low to begin with. This is going to be a very easy kill. Finishes his Diffusal Blade. Wouldn't be surprised if he just goes BKB just to start fighting nonstop.
On the Axe or on the Monkey King?
Monkey King.
Yeah, I think it's a really good item for Monkey for sure. I think Axe, there's a lot of value to getting Blade Mail here. I would like to see it after the Dagger, but yeah, both of them should get BKBs eventually, because the Achilles heel of this bait lineup, apart from the fact that they're 8k behind minute 12, which is probably a bigger heal, but there's another heal, which is their physical damage is kind of lacking. Your safe lane carry is an Ember who's building Yules, your mid is a Quap, and your offlane is Kunkka, and none of them are having good games, so when heroes get BKB, they're going to feel invincible, and they actually feel like they can't die to anything. Even the perfect spell combos of bait can't kill a BKB'd hero. There's just no way.
There were some numbers here for bait. VPP shows up with their entire team. They're going to initiate onto Skylark. Ice Path is used defensively, but the Mystic Flare does way too much damage, and they're going to end up getting 2 kills as Spartan goes down. Save with a double kill. Looking for LeBron, but he's in the trees, and they will take the tier 1 tower instead, and they could potentially just go for more. Let's see what's stopping them from at least doing some damage to the tier 2. And DM showing off that Blink Dagger, of course. And I don't know if there's any item, like you talked about, I don't know if there's any items that bait are waiting for that actually make a game-breaking change here. Or impact, I should say. Like the Yules, double Yules, I mean, it's going to be used mostly defensively when you're this far behind, but does it help you get back into the game?
No,
I mean,
probably not.
Would you go for something else? Would you go for a little bit more aggressive build on either of those heroes or both?
I think Ember has to buy damage. I get the idea of getting Yules. You're playing against Skyroth Silence. You're playing against Axe. You can maybe dodge the call or counterplay it or whatever on mid lane Epileptic Kid.
Yeah, speaking of counterplays, Epileptic Kid will find 2, but he's just going to pop his ult, and Excalibur looks like he's just dead. Straight up dead. Didn't have any remnants up. Wow.
He did. He threw one, then he just didn't jump to it.
Oh,
And
well, he didn't have mana then, I assume.
He lost it eventually.
Dendy's dead bot. Bait is just falling apart, Syndren. This is not looking good. This is looking like the other day. Spartan getting chased now. Frostbite is up, and that will be used to take him out in quick succession. There's 3 dead. LeBron looks to be next on the list. This is looking like a pub game right now. This is very, very ugly. And that's 4 dead with very little effort, it feels like, from VPP. Like, almost no damage has been applied to anybody on their lineup.
I think that really is probably how VP.Prodigy feel in this series. Like, little effort needed. They're just not getting challenged in any aspect of the game. They outplay them in lanes. They outplay them in rotations. They outplay them in team fighting. And I have to say, like, you know, a lot of the time we will be talking about draft or whatnot. You can't really make a case that they didn't have a good shot at the game until now. Like, if they had played their lineup well, this game would definitely still be even. Like, they had possibilities, they took them, and then they didn't execute them properly. And something I like to say when you do, like, post-game analysis for your team is blame the draft last, right? You pick some heroes, you make a plan, you play it to the best of your ability. If you played well, and everybody thinks you did a good job and played the timings, Jakiro is going to get killed here bot.
Everyone's dying. So
if you've executed your laning stage, if you're executing moves, if you're playing to the lineup strength and you lose, then you're like, okay, this is where we dropped the ball in the draft. This is what we need to change. But like in this game, if the conclusion after this game is we picked the wrong heroes, then you're not, you haven't watched the game, right?
I think other games, maybe you could say that, but it's in conjunction with other errors that are made. But this game, right. I think you and the panel both all agreed that their lineup is actually just better, in theory, on paper.
It's not better than the Radiant lineup, I don't think necessarily, but it's better than Bait's previous lineup. It's a better game for them. It has more options and more plays. It's just not being... They're just not hitting it, man. They're just not hitting. This mid lane, LeBron's going to get jumped.
Yeah, he's dead.
Killed.
I mean, I would not be surprised to play a GG very shortly. This is looking really, really bad.
Good spell combo here.
Steve, all right, Conka ship onto 2. They will find the 2 supports. And we'll see if they can turn this around into a better fight as Bait have the numbers, technically speaking. There's the call. Onto Steve, my boy, Excalibur. But he's going to get chopped to the ground. Dendi doesn't have blink for another 4 seconds. Still only level 1. Sonic Wave onto 2. Looks like Monkey King will fall. DM now attempting to get out of dodge, but there's the Ice Path into the Macro Pyre. All right. So Bait taking advantage of perhaps a little overconfidence from VPP.
Yeah. It's a shame this kind of fight hasn't happened to them before. It's a bit of both, a bit of two sides to this, right? Prodigy got over aggressive there, went too far. But this time around, Bait were there and they cast all their spells and they hit, right? So if this kind of fight execution from them happens earlier in the game, things will definitely be looking different. But yeah.
Did you notice that Dendi's courier is still the Na'Vi courier? That's so cute. And it has such a small hitbox. As we're going to see in Mystic Flare into LeBron, he will not live. Wow, that Arcane Bolt did a crap ton of damage. Jeez.
He's level 4 Arcane Bolt and level 4 Ancient Seal. It's really, really strong.
And with this level 2 DK ult popped, and this tier 2 tower doesn't stand a chance. Skylark on the side of Bait. I mean, what items are they waiting for right now? They do have the Yules on... Wow, they don't have the Yules on Excalibur yet. Oh, wow. That is very bad. I mean, they'll be able to get out of the silence, like you said, but then after that, they probably still... at least, if they can get their Remnant off or Blink off, I suppose it can work. Skylark has the Spirit Vessel. They're going to smoke up. They're going to go for a fight.
Yeah. Prodigy are sitting under a Bait ward the whole time, so they have the possibility of getting initiation. Look at X.
DM, X into Boat, into Ice Path, into the Macro Pyre. They do have enough to take him to the grave, but it did require all 5 heroes. It was a smoke gank. They'll take it. And VPP is not really getting much on the map right now. They're just kind of jungling together. FN does TP bot, though. How many more of those fights do they need to get back in this game? 2?
Of the 4-1 fight?
Yeah. I don't know how big the rubber band is anymore. It's really hard to gauge.
5, I think.
5? Really? That many?
It's a 99% win chance on the graph right now.
5? That seems excessive.
Yeah,
4 to 1.
Kill gold
fight?
is not that scary. I mean, it got buffed a little bit this patch, but it's still, if you have this big of a lead minute 19, it's extremely difficult to come back in the game. And that's why, again, you got to look at, like, was it the draft's fault that you fell this far behind? I don't want to harp on it too much. It's just, it's something that gets me a little bit is how much people focus on the picks all the time instead of the plays, right? Dota is a game of execution as well, not just who has the better draft.
Oh, wow. Epileptic Kid pops his ult. They're actually not going to find many as they're able to maneuver outside of the ring. They will find the Jakiro, though. So 2 dead for Bait as they retreat. FN. Oh, they're going to reinitiate, it looks like. The X into... Oh, he didn't have X, I guess. Boat actually does nothing other than buff Kunkka himself, but he will be brought down swiftly.
Insane damage.
Yes. I mean, Skywrath Mage is level 12, so... Does have the Atos and working on a Blink now. The one benefit in the side of Bait is after losing these fights, the push isn't like super strong from VPP, especially when Dragon Knight ult is down. So it's not like they're going to get raxed immediately.
That is the silverest lining I have ever heard.
That is a bronze lining, if I've ever heard one before, Cinderin.
Wouldn't it be a gold lining if it's even better? No, it's really thin, right? Yeah.
It's an iron lining.
It's a wood lining.
Okay. It's a paper mache lining.
Something like that. There's not much to hold on to with that lining. Pay attention to how VP.Prodigy play the map, by the way, now that they're ahead. Like, outside of the time that they dropped the ball and went over-aggressive next to the mid, where the mid-tier 2 tower was and they lost 4 heroes. Look at the spread on the map, right? They identify, okay, we can't control everywhere, so we're going to give up a bit of control bottom, but we have an iron grip on all the rest of the map. Like, they're just not letting them. They have aggressive wards placed. They have the tanky hero pushing out mid and Dragon Knight, who's almost unkillable. He can just BKB run away. The top lane was pushed in by Monkey King, who's also elusive.
Did you see that?
Now they controlled.
They had 4 smoked, and they didn't even attempt to go for DK because they don't. Not only do they think they can't kill him, but
they can kill him.
They assume that their team is close by.
They can land every skill perfectly, and they won't kill DK.
Oh Looks like Rubik is going to be one initiated on. BKB pop by Epileptic Kid. He'll find 2. All on his lonesome, essentially. They're going to continue to chase now. Dendi does have his blink, so he will be safe, but Skylark, unfortunately for him, Kunkka does not have a blink because that wouldn't really fit the lore, and the lore is the most important thing to follow, guys, which is why liking can make people bite people. It actually does fit the lore quite nicely. Queen of Pain. Oh, they're actually going to fight. Oh, the triple kill for Epileptic Kid. Beautiful layering, trying to make this as exciting as possible, as a tier 3 tower will likely fall. Buyback onto Dendi, though.
But let's remember, as you pointed out earlier, VP.Prodigy cannot immediately take the base.
Well, if they get a kill in the base, I think they can. Still has BKB, by the way. 10-second BKB still online for FN. Are you making fun of me again, Cinder?
No, I'm making fun with you.
I hate you so much.
Okay.
Dragon Knight. All right, they didn't get the racks, Cinderin. I watched them get chased and then get the racks anyway, though. No, they're not going to. They're out, Cinderman. I was correct. They only got a tower. Eat it.
Yeah, I mean, I still stand by what I said before. It's a very thin lining. It's like, yes, you didn't lose your racks, but you're still really losing. And there's no...
That's the paper mache lining we were talking about.
Yeah. Well, another smoke coming out. I think this is the YOLO play. If this one fails, they're done. And I'm thinking how you initiate this fight. Who are you looking to catch? I think the best possible target is Skywrath Mage. Because Monkey and Dragon Knight will get BKBs off if there's any help nearby. They will delay your burst onto either of these heroes.
Dragon Knight, they're going to blow him up.
I stand corrected.
Able to get BKB off.
They could kill him with everything.
Big kill.
It was close. If he gets close. Even a 0.1 second to pop BKB Halberd, or BKB Armlet, he survives. But yeah, with perfect layering, they got him. That's a 2k gold swing, that kill. That's pretty good. 10 more of those.
That's just a single kill, though. I feel like the 4 for 1. I think you're wrong about that 4 for 1, by the way. 5 times? I'm sorry. I'm going to have to disagree with you for once, Cinderin. Very excessive. Unless you know something. I know Ice Frog really listens to you.
They were 12k gold behind, right? At minute 15 or 16. And when they got the 4 for 1, they gained 1.5k, I think. So taking experience into account as a factor.
Was it only 1.5k?
Something like that. Maybe it was 2. It was
Steve. Will Remnant into Axe's loving arms. Actually gets off another Remnant. Epileptic Kid pops his BKB. Jingu is up. Frostbite is there. Buyback not soon enough from Jakiros. His TP took about 1,000,000 years. But their Ember Spirit is donezo. Does have buyback for, or can just wait to come back in 40 seconds. But DK with the Dragon form will likely activate and destroy. Seek and destroy, as the great Metallica once said. DM's going to jump in as the buyback onto the Ember Spirit. Jakiro doing a ton of damage, but will it be enough? It's a 1-for-0 to start this fight. Epileptic Kid getting dropped inside his ult. Kunkka's going to get chopped down. Ember Spirit, this will be a dieback if they're able to find him. We'll get silenced. Double silence. Remember, 2 is better than 1 in this game. In almost every single case, Cinderin. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Buyback onto the Kunkka now. FN still has half duration on Dragon form. Good to go. Torrent is going to hit. Range Rax does fall. And they might have to back here, surprisingly enough, because their tower push just isn't as strong as it could be.
Monkey King dying there, obviously, because he used his BKB beforehand to get the kill on the Ember, who then buys back. So there's a little bit of the net worth from Prodigy unavailable. And they identify this and target the Monkey King and get that big kill that, like you said, it does defend their base. I'm still looking for the progress, though, in terms of the game plan. Like something truly going their way. Like every time they get a kill, they still lost. Except that 4-for-1 fight. It's the only bright moment outside of, I guess, First Blood that has been there in this game.
4-for-1 for all eternity.
Yeah.
Something to mention. I mean, I don't know if you feel the same way, but kind of a greedy build on Epileptic Kid, going for. Oh wait, he did go BKB. I'm sorry. Did he not pop it in that fight? I don't know how he dropped so fast.
Well, he used it before when they killed Ember, right outside the base when Ember tried to jump away. So it was just on cooldown.
Well, he has the Echo and going for Ags, so they probably just wait for that until they continue on, but Bait will not wait. That's their motto. I'm gonna copy right there.
Epic Kid, really early BKB pop.
He is probably
He is
fine.
alone, so gotta keep himself alive.
I swear, that talent, the tree dance cast range at 15 is absurd. Absolutely absurd. Why would
But
you
it got
ever take
nerfed by
Jango Mastery damage?
20%.
So did his other crappy talent that nobody gets. Thing is awful.
Well, they found Maiden.
Yeah.
Easy pick. They're gonna leave
Crystal
her.
Maiden.
Leave her to die.
And Dragon Knight, of course, has his 9-second BKB. Went the Blink Dagger for the initiation. Now will be finishing a Mjolnir with that Hyperstone that's already in his inventory. It's actually surprising that FN's only used BKB once. I feel like he's had it for quite a while.
Yeah. Well, there was the death mid where he didn't get to get it off, right? That would have been the second charge. But they just piled on him really well there.
Oh, DD is up. Epileptic Kid. Looks like FN might take it. And they should be able to get this Roche. It'll be the first of the game. Of course, they had to wait for the Aghanim Scepter on Monkey King, Cinder. You know how important that is.
Yes.
They could have gotten this 10 minutes ago. Am I wrong? What was stopping them? Like, oh, wait, there's a big neutral creep inside the map here.
It would have taken pretty long. If you consider how long it took now with a DD rune and a monkey eggs.
No, I'm not saying they have a great Roche taking line. I'm saying they were winning by so much that it doesn't really matter.
They were in control that they could have done it over time. But it's still, like, if it takes you 30, 40 seconds to kill Roche, the enemy team will figure it out, and then maybe they can come and take a fight. When you're facing Roche, you're in an innately bad position. You maybe have a cooldown or two. So I have no problem with them waiting this long.
Well, keep their racks not safe. Still gonna die. No BKBs are forced here though, so VPP, as long as this dragon form is up, they will just continue pressuring. And this is likely where Bait will attempt to defend, I assume. Excalibur still only holding on to a Yule's, does not have nearly enough. I mean, 700 away basically from finishing his Deso. What do you think of Deso as the choice at this stage? Is there a better one?
I think that's the thing about the Yules, right? I think he had to go Deso Daedalus as his first two items, actually, and not even get the Yule. And I know it's super high risk, but when you look at the situation in the game, you need something ridiculous. It's kind of like when you 20k gold down, you buy a rapier. Just that in this game, they were in that territory minute 15. So you have to look at, okay, what's the highest risk, highest reward item I can buy? That's my mentality toward it anyway. I think playing safe is not going to win you the game at that point. So I'm happy with the Deso. I just think it's too late, and it should have been the first item. Just any sort of immediate value damage that could possibly win them a fight would have been a choice.
Dendy's build, on the other hand, is all defensive, BKB and Yules. I mean, that one I'm more okay with.
They're trying it again.
He's going to get initiated on Sonic Wave again.
Same again.
And they kill him.
Same play.
So VPP forced to back up. They still have Aegis, of course, as Epileptic Kid is using his baby monkeys to decimate the jungle. I love this tags.
And these plays on Dragon Knight only work because Axe is not in range to blink call when they go in, right? If he has, because they don't have a natural save in their supports. There's no Glimmer Cape. There's no, they don't have any defensive items to keep him alive. So the only protection that there is the blink call from Axe. And if he is next to Dragon Knight, I don't think FN dies.
Excalibur, if he gets called, he's dead. If they see him. And there's the call. Gonna layer it with everything.
Good
Not
God.
even close.
I wonder if the Skyrath Mage has the highest hero damage in the game, actually. Maybe he's second to Monkey King, but Save has done insane work this game. He's been in 25 kills. He's claimed 13 of them for himself. It's probably between him and Monkey. I'm curious. He's done really, really, really well this game on this guy.
Epileptic Kid is actually backpacking a Basher. Gonna swap that in for his BKB or Aegis, whichever one is used first.
Throwing in for phase for now.
Yep. That makes sense as well. Now that he's in the high ground already, there's a Mystic Flare again. That cooldown, pretty freaking good. 20 seconds at level 3. Now we got an initiation on the FN on the Jakiro, and that is going to be a super easy kill. Just wanted to get off his spells before his inevitable death. Lots of damage being done though to VPP. I'm not sure if they can stick around any longer. They are holding on to their BKBs. And Epikid looks like the Aegis. Oh, he dodges a little bit, but we'll lose the Aegis anyway. I believe that is the second use of the repair kit, or is there another one? Let's see. Not sure who's holding on to it. I don't see it in anybody's inventory, so I assume it's done now.
I think they used 2 top.
Oh, they used 2 top.
Yeah.
Dragon Form is still up. Spear Vessel is applied to him, but there's the initiation from DM onto Dendi and chopped down to the ground. Does have buyback and still his ult, so they can defend. And now that Dragon Form is kind of wearing off. Again, VPP just can't stay. And Dendi doesn't even have to buy back. So again, they're able to defend. Like, what brings us to the next level? What does VPP need to finish this game instead of just doing chip damage? Is it this? Who was I clicking on? Is it the Abyssal? The Aghanim Scepter from FN? I mean, then he's...
They could buy like 10 salves on Maiden.
Where's that shovel?
And the problem is they're not regenerating after a lost fight, right? They don't have the pipe on X to mitigate damage. They don't have any defensive items like Glimmer, Force Staff that will mitigate damage. That's why every time they take trades, they take damage in return, so they can't commit. But that'll help. Now they can go high ground.
Yeah, and that's another instance where Yules does literally nothing if you get initiated by Axe, right? You're still going to take the silence. You're going to take... Yeah. So, rough day for Bait, as they're going to lose mid in all likelihood. Unless there's some miracle defense. I mean, the toilet paper lining for Bait is that Ember only has a 30-second death timer, Cinder. He'll be back.
That has got to be the worst lining you can have. Unless if it's nice 3-layer.
Single ply toilet paper.
Yeah, okay, that's
the worst of the worst.
They're trying.
They will try onto the Dragon. He does get the BKB off and will do damage as a result inside Epileptic Kid's ult. Dendi's going to blink out the safety. Boundless Strike is there as Rubik dies swiftly. We'll see if they can go for more. Looks like DM is just going to zone everybody out as Dragon Knight and company go for the racks. Dragon Knight very low, though. They get the range. The melee will survive. Will remain as DM. It will be the lone kill for Bait in this engagement. So it's going to take one more fight, it looks like, before this game is over, as VPP have the 33k net worth lead. Don't think they even... I mean, do you think that they think they need to go for Roche?
No. I don't think so.
So next time DK's ult's up, you can assume they just go for it.
I think so. You wait for X to spawn, and then you go bottom. The set of things that Bait need to do here is next to impossible. They should obviously still play for it. You can always play for it. I once again think the best kind of fight they can fight is when we're the Burst the Skywrath. It's the realistically highest damage, lowest defense hero they can catch. So killing Sky first will be really good. If it's next to their own base, it'll also take him quite a while to connect back into the fight, so then maybe you can snowball off that pick. But considering Save's positioning so far in the items he has, he's a difficult catch. He's got Dagger, Shadowblade on the Scarith Mage. It's not very easy to get on top of.
Indeed. I heard a DK ult. FN is a blue dragon right now. The Abyssal Blade being shown, and Dendi does have buyback.
He's really liberal
18.
with his BKB on Epikit this game. I feel like he's using it maybe a bit too much, but...
We're going to see the initiation onto the DK. He's actually getting really low. Does get the BKB off now as Epileptic Kid comes in with his ult. Skylark will be the one to fall inside. And there's the Skywrath Mage ult into the call from DM. And that will likely do it, as that was a dieback onto Dendi. So VPP taking this series. This one took longer than the first game, but it felt more stompy than the first game. It's so weird.
I would agree.
Wasn't as sustained as maybe some of their other lineups.
I think Bait also kind of held on to their